What's going on, you guys? Let me welcome you guys to the channel. It's your boy Big Dog back with another one take review. And today I got one for Young Justice Phantoms, episode 9. Now I did have a review for this that I had already recorded. I actually went back and watched the episode though before I even got a chance to upload it. So I'm like, okay, I noticed a couple things, you know what I'm saying? I can go back and address them. One of the things that I didn't address in my initial one was the fact that the stuff that's going on with Beast Boy. And this super depression that he's in, the fact that he really can't sleep, and he's starting to take medicine and stuff, or in heaven with his sleep, because he just looks exhausted. He looks tired. He looks drained. And I know it's he hasn't been going on missions. He started doing chores around the house. So everything in his body is just pretty much different from the Beast Boy that we know that's super energetic. But I think he's starting to feel that feeling of loss. You know what I'm saying? And I actually think that that's something that I like that we get to see. I wish we get to see it from more characters other than just Beast Boy, because it's something that definitely takes a toll on people, and I like the fact that they're addressing it. My bad. Another one of the things that this is going with, I know a lot of people probably wondering what's going on with Jade Onyx, the Lady Shiva orphan. Want to know what's going on with Magan? Connor, is he alive? Is he dead? You don't get that, people. We go on to the next arc. I'm hoping the way they set up this season, the way they're doing these episodes, pays off in such a way, because if not, it's going to be look real bad on the show in general. Because I think a lot of people are already getting kind of pissed. One, because we constantly have time skips between things, and different events happen during those time skips, but we just kind of have to put the pieces together ourselves. And so in this situation, it's another time where you have that, along with the fact that we just jumping from group to group to group. Now I kind of feel like we dealing with the core members of the from season one. We know Zatanna came in at the end of season one, so it seemed like we covered Magan, Connor, Artemis, and now we're with Zatanna, which is one of my favorite characters. And this one involves the magic user, because we get an intro to where it talks about, hey, and 16 billion years ago. Don't ask me how they know 16 billion years ago. Who did all the counting? Okay, who was counting? That was 16. Nonetheless, we had the people, the balance between order and chaos. And so we pretty much we get somebody that leaves that one of those little diamonds, leaves the scales, and I think the scales will get tipped a little bit, but nonetheless, that person's on their way to Earth, and we have no idea who it is. But apparently, everybody else who's a magic user has some wherewithal. Okay, this is not good. This something's bad's going on. And I like that. We also get more backstory as to Vanda Savage, how he mixed with Clarion, the annoying, powerful as hell magic user. And we also see Zatanna training 3 students. We see her training Kristen, Khalid, 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 and we see Mary, from formerly a part of the Shazam family, and she's off doing her own thing. And I guess she's really learning how to do the magic, okay, the magic element of her powers. But at the same time, it's kind of weird, because she said she gave up her power. I don't know if was something left over, and that's one of the things that happen when we get left off with things we just don't really have the full backstory to, and that's one of them. Okay, because I didn't know she can still use the power, and the way she's using it, I'm completely unfamiliar with it, because she taps into the lines. I guess it's the magic lines, I'm assuming. She's able to use certain elements of Shazam, or certain powers of Shazam, when she's fighting, and when they was doing a little training exercise. Okay, so, and I'm unfamiliar with Khalid and Kristen. I know I think I was looking them up online. I think she later on becomes 13. Well, I'm not unfamiliar with that. Khalid later on becomes Dr. Fate. I hope that's not a spoiler, because technically it can't be a spoiler, because we don't even know if that's even going to happen. You know what I'm saying? It just could be something that just happened in the comics. I'm not even sure. But nonetheless, everybody feels this magic person come through. They go talk to Madam Xanadu, and she tells them, hey, I can point you into the direction of where it came from. We also see this little girl comes down, breaks into this place with, and gets an Atlantic Atlantis artifact, turns it into a monster. This was a 3,000. I want to say like a 3,000 carat something. Um, just it looked like a boulder. Big. It's a. It's not a boulder. It's a rock. Oh, my bad. I just had to say that. I can't help but think about episode of SpongeBob. But like, yeah, she turns into, I guess, her minion or whatever. And I don't know if the Atlantis thing was something that we have to like take into consideration, considering the fact that Clarion made Vanda Savage made a deal with Clarion years ago. Well, over shit like over 1,000 years now, that he would him and Clarion would meet in Atlantis to because Clarion was like wondering like what use did he have of Vanda Savage. I guess he's gonna show him his use. And I don't know what ended up happening with that deal. Okay, the first time because I feel like it's definitely been more than 1,000 years. Apparently, we have the stuff going on with the light, and that definitely can play a part in it. Nonetheless, this girl comes and she completely tears this poor security guard to shreds. Like she breaks him down completely to look at his anatomy, and I mean, you kind of feel bad for the guy because he's just like, oh, so I'm here to protect you, little girl, child, and she's like, oh, child, that's my name now. Okay, cool. What are you doing? You about to kill me? Okay, that's you sit your big rock guy up on me and kill me. Okay, then no, that's not even the worst part. He closed casket. I'm pretty sure that dude had a family. He had some grandkids and everything. I'm so disappointed for him. But yeah. I hope at least they made it fast. But this pretty much continues, where then she leaves and I guess she's on her way to call for Clarion. Clarion shows up and so does Zatanna and her students, and they have a magic door. Now, the fights in Young Justice are always awesome, but the thing I liked about this one so much is that it's because it was a magical fight and they actually showed them using magic. It wasn't just like punch in the face. Even though Mary did punch the hell out of Clarion and like pretty much turned him into mush, but like I was enjoying how like it's going back and forth and like different like techniques and stuff like that because that's what you want to see in like the magic users. Okay, you want to see them use magic. You know what I'm saying? You don't want them to just use martial arts like you see everybody else do. You know what I'm saying? You have to see them like use their magical abilities, and so I enjoyed that part about it because I overall really enjoyed this episode just in general. So you had that. Ultimately, Clarion ends up defeating him, but just by hero's luck, you know what I'm saying, or plot on whatever you want to call it, he just so happened to get called back in time. And because at first, I think when I did my review initially, I was just like, why didn't he? She could have waited 5 minutes. He could have just still killed them. But then I go back and see it, and I'm just like, when she tapped on the big stone thing, it kind of like disrupted his power. So he had to leave at that particular moment because he can, you know what I'm saying, he would have been at a disadvantage if he didn't. So I was just like, okay, cool. They made that make sense. They didn't make it just feel like, I asked for it or something like that. Of course, the timing is obvious. You know what I'm saying? They just have to build a dramatic effect in these shows. So yeah, he goes and meet up with her. But I'm enjoying this a lot. We get to see so many magic users. You got Clarion, you got Zatanna, who's fantastic. We get to see a glimpse of Dr. Fat. I'm pretty sure he's gonna play a bigger part in this. The child, Kristen, Holland, Mary. You had Blue Devil from I'm familiar with him from Swamp Thing. You know what I'm saying? So he was in there, and also the guy who was talking to. I'm unfamiliar with him. The guy who was talking to Vanda Savage, with the white eyes and the black hat. That guy right there. I'm unfamiliar with him. Only person I feel like I'm missing that I would like to see, obviously Shazam, because I don't never feel like they actually show like Shazam like powers. this wizard power that much. I would love that they showcase that more, but more so than him, John Constantine, because I feel like John Constantine is one of the best DC characters and my favorite, like magician or person, magic user out of literally everybody in comics. Okay, so I wish he was like played a part in here, voiced by Matt Ryan, obviously, because I feel like he's the perfect Constantine, one of the most perfectly cast characters of all time. So yeah, I'm hoping we see it come back. But either way, I still think Dr. Faye is cool, and Zatanna can carry on her own. But like, I think it's gonna be interesting to see, especially if the fights play out like this one did in this episode, with more magic rather than like punchy, kick. You know what I'm saying? So I enjoyed it. Great episode. Starting a new arc. But like I said, I'm still hoping at some point we get like all this like connects and makes sense to us for like the overall story, because I kind of feel like we've been seasons of just build up, and I'm ready to get to that point to where a lot of this stuff actually like plays a part in some big ongoing thing. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's what I'm hoping for. You guys let me know what y'all thought about this episode down in the comments. Hit that like button, subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching the video. Hope you guys staying safe, and I'll catch up with you guys later. Peace.